Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the period of July the 1st to July the 7th. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Taurus for the first week of July. It's been such a transformative time, but it really feels like things are starting to settle down into a new path for us all. Like, it's almost like everyone's starting the next chapter simultaneously. So let's see what's happening specifically for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the first week of July. Okay. Taurus, my goodness, what a huge spread. You've got three major arcanas going here. Three major processes happening in your life right now. Interesting. I'm just going to put these in their positions. Okay. It appears that there is a change, a decision, something about a big shift coming up for you in the realms of your idea of yourself as someone who's in charge. How do you present yourself when you're the one in charge? How do you present yourself when you're the one who's not in charge, when you have to follow a leader? Something is going on here to shift all of that for you, and it's going to involve a more equal give and take relationship in the future. So whatever this shift is that's coming in, it's going to really help you to balance out the scales, if you will. You see the Six of Pentacles in the center here, suggesting that you're really going to balance things out, and maybe they're not in balance right now because we see the Lovers in reverse, which is Gemini. So, I mean, the Death card and the Lovers card and the Emperor card, three huge major arcana cards, Scorpio, Gemini, Aries. So you could have placements in those positions, or you could have a significant person who's either a Scorpio, Gemini, or Aries in your life. Six of Pentacles is Aquarius. Aquarius is your Six of Pentacles. So, I mean, it's a little all over the place here. It's very interesting. I want to clarify what element here exactly is shifting for you, because it seems like it's happening on a very personal level. This shift is happening within you, Taurus. Let's clarify that Death card. Thank you. Interesting. Okay, so with the Death card clarifying, we see, yeah, there is something that you have to release from the past, and you sort of have to face the truth about something in the present so that you can move forward into the unfamiliar. And that's where you're resisting. It's like there's this, there's something in the present that's saying, hey, pay attention to me, which is resonating here with the Hierophant. And then it's like, we see the Six of Cups, which says that your focus is still on the past. You're still trying to make the status quo work, Taurus. And the status quo is no longer relevant. There's something that you have to understand about going into an unfamiliar place, because the status quo that you keep sort of daydreaming about, I'm getting the feeling that you're resisting change because you want things to be the way they used to be. Well, according to this, it doesn't seem that that's the case anymore. And that could be why the Emperor is in the position of the truth behind this resistance you have, is that you want to be in charge. You don't want to release your grip on this sword. You want to stay in charge of this situation, but it's almost like you can't. It's outside of your control. That's right. It's outside of your control. And it's almost like the more you try and bring it into your control, it's just, you're going to be met with opposition on that. Now, let's see. You're on the timeline of understanding a process with this Lovers card. So let's see, to clarify the Lovers card. Yeah, you've got to release something in order to get that prosperous new day that you want. It's like you want to preserve the status quo, excuse me, because you don't want anything to change. But change is happening. There is change, and that's the part that's out of your control. The only thing that's within your control is whether or not you participate in the change. You got to get up, Taurus. You got to get up. You got to get up and accept that this change is outside of your control, but it could, it's almost like you don't think that there could be a good outcome, but there's going to be a prosperous, sustainable, happy outcome to this situation that's unfamiliar to you, and you're almost going to have a new perspective by the end of it. So if you follow along this pathway where you release the need to be in control and in charge, you'll see that there is the possibility of having an outcome that is very balanced in the future, very prosperous and balanced with give and take, lots of give and take. The receive and the giving and the receiving are going to be equal, where I feel like maybe they might not be right now. And you're going to have a change of mind about something. Now we see that the Queen of Cups is here as your action card, but she's in reverse. So what is that saying for my Taurus friends here? Well, it's saying, again, we see the Chariot, we see a lot of cards here suggesting that you could have everything you wish for, but there may be a short-term struggle initially because you're not tapping into your intuition to understand the true emotion about this choice. You could have everything you wish for, though. The Chariot with the Nine of Cups. You could have everything you've ever wished for here, Taurus. This situation could actually end up bringing you everything you want, even though right now you're resisting it because you're like, no, I just want things to be the way they used to be. Well, what if they could be better? What if they could be better? What if you're moving towards a situation where things are actually going to get better and you're blocking it because you just want the status quo? Now, what is the major arcana influence here just by one card pull? The Hanged Man. Yeah, you don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to sacrifice the status quo for a future that could actually be better. So, I mean, I hope that you can hear me, Taurus, because I know Taurus doesn't like to be necessarily given a lot of advice. You are represented by the card, the Hierophant, so you tend to be the source of truth. And right now, your truth is leading you in a place where you're resisting stuff because you don't want to sacrifice, Taurus. It's very interesting. The Hierophant is you. And whenever I see the Hierophant, I just think truth and details and contracts and wisdom that involves study. And that's you. But for some reason, you're not tapping into that right now. And I think it's because you're so afraid of letting go of the status quo that you're not willing to sacrifice anything. But, it's all part of the process, Taurus. As uncomfortable as change can get, if it's outside of your control, there's nothing you can do. You can't just keep trying to control it and saying, no, I'm going to be the emperor no matter what. Yin, yeah, you've got to tap into your feminine energy that allows for flow. Flow it out. Let this Queen of Cups come and help you. Hang into your intuition, tap into it, let her help you figure out how to feel about this. Don't just feel scared because that's the automatic reaction. Don't feel resistance because that's what the automatic reaction is to change. Tap into it and really, really sit in it and see, what does this emotional experience teach me about myself, and how letting go is such a challenge for me. Maybe the pathway to understand yourself in this chapter has to do with sort of allowing that uncomfortable feeling of going into an unknown future with nothing but your intuition guiding you, right? And knowing that the ground beneath your feet is okay, and that even if you have to sacrifice something, it will come back to you in another form, right? Like energy can't be destroyed. It just changes forms. So even if you are perceiving a sacrifice as a negative, it could end up bringing you everything your heart has ever desired. Wow, that's a beautiful reading. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me, Taurus. Sending you lots of love and light. If this has resonated and you would like a personal reading, my email's in the description below. Okay, sending lots of love and light.